Assalamu alaikum. My name is Bilal Ibn Mughal, and I am here to present the presentation of management accounting. And my topic is the direct costing. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हम ये बात कर लेते हैं कि हम प्रेजेंटेशन में क्या क्या डिस्कस करेंगे। सबसे पहले हम प्रेजेंटेशन में डिस्कस करेंगे व्हाट इज डायरेक्ट कॉस्टिंग। देन हम डिस्कस करेंगे डायरेक्ट कॉस्टिंग वर्सेस एब्जॉर्प्शन कॉस्टिंग एब्जॉर्प्शन कॉस्टिंग। उसके बाद हम डिस्कस करेंगे बेनिफिट ऑफ डायरेक्ट कॉस्टिंग। उसके बाद मेरे कलीग आएंगे अब्दुल राफे भट्टी, वो डिस्कस करेंगे डायरेक्ट कॉस्टिंग की प्रैक्टिसेस रियल लाइफ में कंपनीज कैसे करती हैं। उसके बाद उसके चैलेंजेस और उसके बाद फिर कंक्लूजन। तो पहले आ जाते हैं डायरेक्ट कॉस्टिंग पर। डायरेक्ट कॉस्टिंग बेसिकली है क्या? डायरेक्ट कॉस्टिंग is also known as a variable or marginal costing. Is a method of accounting where only manufacturer cost and that varies with production level are considered at product cost. अच्छा, बेसिकली इसमें हम डायरेक्ट कॉस्टिंग में करते ये हैं कि हम जो भी प्रोडक्शन लेवल की जितनी भी कॉस्ट होती हैं जो डायरेक्टली अकर होती हैं या डायरेक्टली हम उसको आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं, वो कहलाती है हमारी डायरेक्ट कॉस्टिंग। अब डायरेक्ट कॉस्टिंग में हमारा आ जाता है एक डायरेक्ट मटेरियल, डायरेक्ट लेबर, वेरिएबल पोर्शन आ जाता है उसका मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ओवरहेड का। तो उसके बाद जो फिक्स मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कॉस्ट जो है उसके अंदर, वो उसके अंदर नहीं आती डायरेक्ट कॉस्टिंग के अंदर, नहीं, वो आ जाती हैं। बट फिक्स्ड मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ओवरहेड कॉस्ट जो प्रोडक्ट कॉस्ट के उस उसमें ट्रेड नहीं की जाती, बट पीरियड कॉस्ट में ट्रेड की जाती हैं। These fixed costs and selling and administrative expenses are fully expensed in each period. A result, when using variable cost, the cost of unit product in inventory or the cost of goods sold does not include any fixed or manufacturing overhead cost. उसके बाद हम अब डिफरेंस कर लेते हैं इन दोनों के बीच में, क्या डिफरेंस है डायरेक्ट कॉस्टिंग वर्सेस एब्जॉर्प्शन कॉस्टिंग। The main difference between variable costing and absorbed costing lies in how they handle fixed manufacturing overhead costs. All other costs are treated similarly under both methods. In absorption costing, fixed manufacturing overhead costs are included in calculation of work in process inventory as units are completed. These costs are transferred into finished good only when the unit are sold. Do these costs become the part of cost of goods sold in the income statement? On the other hand, in the variable costing, fixed manufacturing cost, overhead costs are treated as a period cost along with the selling and administrative expenses. They are expensed immediately on the income statement rather than being allocated in inventories. उसके बाद हम पढ़ लेते हैं बेनिफिट ऑफ डायरेक्ट कॉस्टिंग के। अब डायरेक्ट कॉस्टिंग के बेनिफिट्स में आ जाते हैं हमारे। फर्स्ट पे प्लानिंग एंड कंट्रोल, सेकंड पे मैनेजरियल डिसीजन मेकिंग, थर्ड पे आता है हमारा प्रोडक्ट प्राइसिंग डिसीजन, फोर्थ पे कॉस्ट कंट्रोल, फिफ्थ पे इन्वेंटरी चेंजेस डू नॉट अफेक्ट प्रॉफिट, सिक्स पे आता है हमारा अवॉइड द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ फिक्स कॉस्ट, सेवंथ पे आ जाता है हमारा परफॉर्मेंस एवेल्युएशन मैनेजर्स, एट्थ पे आ जाता है हमारा सेगमेंटल रिपोर्टिंग, कस्टमर प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी एनालिसिस हमारा आता है नाइन पे। अब फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हम बात कर लेते हैं कि प्लानिंग एंड कंट्रोल क्या होता है। Basically, planning and control variable costing provide accurate cost estimate and allows for monitoring and corrective action, making it more effective for financial planning, control, and decision making compared to the absorption cost. तो सेकंड स्टेप पे हम आ जाते हैं। सेकंड स्टेप पे हमारा वेरिएबल मैनेजरल डिसीजन मेकिंग है। अब मैनेजर डिसीजन मेकिंग में बेसिकली होता ये है कि वेरिएबल कॉस्टिंग हेल्प्स मैनेजर क्लासिफाई कॉस्ट, प्रोजेक्ट फ्यूचर्स cost and revenues, and make informed decision by separating fixed and variable costs, enabling a better understanding of cost behavior under various operation and condition. Third is product pricing decision. Variable costing offer valuable information for pricing decision as it helps to determine the optimum price that maximizes the total sales revenue and over total cost, considering the relationship between the production volume and the cost and profitability. उसके बाद हमारा फोर्थ स्टेप जो है वो है कॉस्ट कंट्रोल। कॉस्ट कंट्रोल में हम बेसिकली what we are doing in cost control is by separating variable and fixed costs. Variable costing support cost control through the use of standard budget and responsibility reporting, allowing for the better identification and management of the controllable cost at different level of organization. And in fifth step, we have here inventory changes do not affect profit. What is this? This is not unlike the absorption costing. Variable costing ensured that the profit is solely influenced by sales volume, eliminating distortion caused by inventory fluctuation and fixed manufacturing overhead allocations. Then we have six, avoiding the impact of fixed costs. What is this? Now, this is the variable costing avoids arbitrary appointment of fixed costs, facilities, managerial decision making, prevent overstatement of profit, and ensure fixed costs are not included in inventory or cost of sales. Okay, then we have our seventh step is the performance evaluation of manager. Now, what is performance evaluation of a manager? It is basically a variable costing. Income statement shows that the direct relationship between the sales and income, making it easier to evaluate managerial performance based on the changes in income and the correlation with the sales performance. And we have number eight, what is it? Segmental reporting. Now, what is the segmental reporting? Basically, the segmental reporting is variable costing is preferred for segmented reporting as it provides more accurate assessment of relative profitability by focusing on the contribution of segment and avoid biases and introduced by allocated common fixed costs. And now we have our ninth and the last point is customer profitability analysis. Now, basically, the customer profitability analysis is the variable costing can be applied to the customer profitability analysis, allowing for the determination of the customer contribution margin and facilitation the allocation of the cost based on the activities performed for each customer and group. This analysis aids in assessing the profitability of the different customer segments. Now we studied the benefit of direct costing. We have the direct costing practice, and this will.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdul Rafay, and I am a student of MBA Part 2. And today my topic was, as my groupmate earlier told you, the topic was direct costing. So my groupmate was Bilal Ahmed, and he told about if the definition and everything that is in between the theoretical process of direct costing. I will be going through some of the numerics that are used in the direct costing method. So I will also compare direct costing and absorption costing. So let me quickly share my screen for you. So here you can see there's some data given of it's a problem. So this problem is about small data of a company, Dexter Corporation. They have this information about selling. They have sold some items that are it's a single product. So basically, they've sold for $50. The direct material cost was $11. Direct labor was $6, and variable cost was $3. So the fixed manufacturing overhead was recorded per year on a yearly basis, annual basis, and selling and administrative expenses were also recorded on annual basis. So variable cost per unit that was sold was $4. So this is the basic information of the question. So it tells us that in year one there was no beginning inventory because nothing was produced. During the year, unit produced were 10,000 units, and units sold the year was 8,000. The number of units sold was 8,000. So ending inventory was 2,000, and similarly near to the beginning inventory was the ending inventory of the last year. So it was 2,000 beginning inventory, and unit produced in that year was 6,000. So in total, the units sold in year one and year two was equal. That was 8,000. So ending inventory was zero because of the 8,000 that were in our inventory that was sold. Now we have done a little comparison over here, absorption costing and variable costing. We have found that the total variable cost, the variable costing method, we have found the cost of the product that was $20, and in absorption costing it was $32 in first year and $40 in second year. So let me quickly write it down. Now, how did the 20 came here and how did you can say 32 came here and 40 came here? We simply what we did that in absorption costing, that was direct material, direct labor, variable and fixed overhead. It was all the cost, total cost. That was found that $32 was the cost of the product because the number of the units we produced was 10,000. 10,000 divided by the fixed cost, that was 120,000. That was fixed manufacturing overhead. We can see over here in the data. So divided and also 6,000 divided in the second year. The cost the unit produced in the second year was 6,000. So we found out that the $40 were the total cost of in absorption costing method in year two. And in the first year, we found out that $32 is the total cost of uh, one product. Similarly, in variable costing method, or we can say direct costing method, the total variable cost we found out was 20, and the in year two it was also 20. Because in direct costing method, as my groupmate Bilal told you, that we do not compare the fixed cost. Fixed cost are calculated at the end of the period after we find out the contribution margin. We will go to the contribution margin a little while. So we directly jump onto the income statement. Now in absorption costing method, sales, we have $400,000 sales, because if we multiply the cost of the product, that is 32, multiplied by 10,000, uh, uh, 32 multiplied by 10,000 units, sorry, 8,000 units that are sold is sales amount, that is $400,000. Cost of the goods sold was 256. We found out the cost of goods sold through, multiplying the 8,000 amount by 32, and 8,000 multiplied by 50, we get 400. So in the both years, it's 400,000 because in the both years, 8,000 units are sold. So the cost of goods sold, sales minus cost of goods sold, it's gross profit, 144,000. In the second year, it's 96,000 gross profit. So after that, we are subtracting the selling and administration expenses. There, we include the variable and fixed both of the expenses in this income statement in absorption costing method. So we found out that you can see the formulas over here. What I have done is simply I've added these over here. This is the total cost, variable and fixed cost of selling and administration expenses. So we found out that the net income was $42,000 in first year. And in the second year, we sold we the amount that was divided over the number of units was less. That's why we got a loss in this year, second year. In variable income statement, or we can say the direct costing method, sales $400,000. We subtract the variable expenses first. That is 160,000. Variable cost of goods sold 20 multiplied by 8,000. That are the units sold. 8,000 multiplied by the cost of the product 20. That is 160,000. Variable sales and administration expenses. If we subtract these both from this amount, we get contribution margin. After that, we subtract the fixed expenses that are 120,000 on an annual basis, and fixed selling and administrative expenses that are $70,000. We get this amount, $18,000. In the second year, we have the same amount of sales, we have same amount of selling price, so we get the same amount in the second year. So the variable cost of goods sold was same, 160,000 cost of goods sold, because the sold unit was same, and variable admin expenses $32,000. So we got the contribution margin of $208,000. So when we subtract the fixed manufacturing overhead and fixed administration expenses, so we get $18,000. It is the same amount. So this is the difference in method of direct costing and absorption costing. This is the primary difference in these both. So that's all from my part. Thank you.